Ladies and gentlemen, the Streetsboro High School Class of 2023. At this time, if you are able, please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Before we get started today, I would like to take a moment to thank our senior class advisor, Mrs. Megan Rumsey, as well as our district operations team and maintenance staff. Through hours of planning, meeting, preparation, and manual labor, we are extremely excited to once again host our graduation ceremony in our home stadium at Streetsboro High School. I would now like to call up Miss Anaya Lindsay to deliver her senior class president speech.
Good evening. My name is Anaya Lindsay, and as the senior class president, it's my honor to welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2023. Although I'm aware Mr. McCann is ecstatic to no longer have me harassing him with ideas, I would like to start off by thanking Mr. McCann and Mrs. Rumsey for assisting me in making our senior year memorable. Both of you listened to me and helped bring my ideas to life, and I can't thank you both enough. I would like to express how proud I am of each and every one of my fellow graduates here today. Our naive 8-year-old faces will forever be engraved in my mind. I've watched the good, the bad, and the ugly turn each of you into the amazing, hardworking, and unique individuals that you are today, and I am excited to see what all of your futures hold. The potential in each and every one of you is the true definition of the sky's the limit. I'm honored to take you all down memory lane to remind you of the 6th grade talent show. Looking back, our singing could use some tuning, but at the time, we could have sworn it was American Idol. The walkathon also played a significant role in our childhood. The pride in having a charm for every lap you finish was motivation for success. The Streetsboro High School class of 2023 has never failed to amaze me. From the eagerness of trying Bean Boozled with Mrs. Remmel and Peanut Butter and Pickled with Mrs. Ondash, to the resilience and determination of our senior assassin water gun competition, class of 2023 holds the qualities to run the world. There is nothing that this graduating class cannot accomplish or overcome. Our class came together as one to persevere through many hardships and challenges. Our class has demonstrated the true meaning of family in their willingness to be there for each other in times of need. I have observed the kindness and compassion of my class for many years. Besides when we came together to disrupt the peace with a senior prank that closed school for the day. I apologize for the disturbance, but you're welcome for the day off. I encourage everyone to take the kindness that has been demonstrated thus far and put it back into the world. I encourage all of you to live life to the fullest and to embrace the opportunities to make your life your own. I challenge you to be the best versions of yourselves, not compared to anyone else. Our time in high school is up, and it's time to move into a phase of our lives where we decide our own destinies, our own schedules, and our own priorities. To the class of 2023, the clock is ticking, and the world is waiting for us to make an appearance. Thank you.
I would like to now call up the first of our two senior class speakers, Mr. Sam Labby.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sam Labby, and speaking on behalf of the class of 2023. Tonight marks the end of a chapter, but by no means is it the end of the book. Before celebrating and taking a look into the future, let's take a moment to remember our past. When initially writing this, I wanted to focus on our high school experience, but every end has a beginning. So let's start there. The year is 2010. 13 years ago, we had our very first day of school at White Primary. This is when we met our classmates, made some of our first friends, and began our journey. This was truly the foundation that led us to where we are today. Hello? My fault. They found me. Do I scream now or? Oh, alright. Alright. Back to where I was. The year is 2010. 13 years ago, we had our very first day of school at White Primary. This is when we met our classmates, made some of our first friends, and began our journey. It was truly the foundation that led us to where we are today, where we got to learn our ABCs and how to count. In elementary school, we learned about the water cycle, how people of the past lived, how to add and subtract, and how to spell. Of course, these core subjects aren't the only things we learn about. Mr. Izo's music class and playing fun games in there, like the Purple Stew song, is something we won't forget. As well as PE, doing exercises while Miss Ashby played Who Let the Dogs Out, and the free days where we would try to walk using stilts and ride scooters across the floor. The fun didn't stop there, as when our school year came to an end, we got the joy of jumping in bouncy houses and having fun with our friends for field day. Reflecting on times like that reminds me of Halloween back at Zephyr, when we got to wear our costumes and do a parade around the building. Although the parade was fun, nothing will match the hype of the book fair, knowing how to buy anything but a book. One of the first teachers I think about in Zephyr is Mr. Skills. Although he taught physical education, I remember him most for juggling club and seeing my friends perform. We also had the Mohican trip, which I know for many of us is the most memorable moment from 6th grade. Going into middle school, one of my favorite parts of the year was building solar panel cars and racing against my classmates, along with learning recipes and sewing sock monkeys in Miss Hand's living skills class. When moving on to 8th grade, we left what is known as the Annex today. It became the first class to enter the new middle school. Sadly, our stay there was very short-lived, which really sucked, considering that it was brand new. But that's all right, because we still had our middle school graduation. This now leads us to high school. On August 21st, 2019, we had freshman orientation, learning about the structure of our school and seeing some of the teachers we spend the next 4 years with, such as Mr. Gog, Mr. Spence, and Miss Ushiroda. As we moved on throughout high school, the memories grew, one being chemistry with Mr. Featherston, who constantly told us, Eunice will set you free. And into the broadcasting, we had Bob give us our weekly waxings. Not the hair waxing, but ones where we learn a valuable lesson, even if it doesn't make sense at first. Let me give an example. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. We have so much time ahead of us. The question is, what are we going to do with it? We make decisions every day in our lives. Some good, some bad, some bigger than others. It's easy to let the time pass by us. Like that moment. It's gone. Don't spend time dwelling on things you wish you could have done. Use it wisely and seize opportunity. So, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Although I could go on and on about the memories I've made, a big part of making high school something to remember were all the extracurriculars. No matter who you were, there's something for you. Band, choir, actively caring for people, sports, ski and art club, and my personal favorite, WSTB. In addition to extracurriculars, we were also presented with the option to go to Maplewood, giving the ability to students to get training and hands-on experience in a field they find interesting. And just this past month, we had our senior prom, reuniting with classmates I haven't seen in a long time, and of course, busting out those moves and enjoying the night. All these memories bring us to today. The journey to get here has been long, and we can't forget about the obstacles we've had to overcome along the way. I'm sure there's at least one that comes to mind. Let's now look to the future. We have heard this numerous times, but you should know that there are many leaders to be found within this class, and I truly believe that everyone can be successful, whether you've decided to go to college, into the workforce, or military. Understand that today is an end, and that tomorrow is a new beginning. You won't remember every detail from the classroom, but it's the bigger concepts and experiences that you will take wherever you go. Speaking on behalf of the entire class, none of this could have been done with all of our teachers, counselors, librarians, custodians, friends, coaches, families, secretaries, principals, building administrators, lunch ladies, bus drivers, substitutes, tutors, and more, just in case I missed anyone, but I think I did a pretty good job. Thank you all for being a guide, mentor, and friend to us. Regardless of what role you played, you've helped us with this chapter of our lives, and with many more to come. Because remember, tonight isn't the end of the book, just the end of the chapter.
I would now like to call up second senior class speaker, Miss Jordan Lytle.
Class of 2023, we finally made it. We've conquered challenge after challenge, but they've never seemed to stop. And because of that, these last 4 years have been something to say the least. Though, in spite of these trials and tribulations, we're here. We made it despite every obstacle that was thrown at us. We've earned these caps and gowns, and I hope you not only wear these with pride, but realize just how much you've accomplished to be here today. Looking back on our high school career, from the start, we have never stopped working hard, and it shows. 2019. This was the year we all started the newest chapter of our lives, high school. I'm sure we each had a different idea about how this new chapter would play out, but I'm positive none of us had survived a worldwide pandemic on our bucket list. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and talk about the effects COVID graciously gave our younger selves, but I want to point out the significance that it's placed on our lives. We were the only freshman class that had a 5-month-long spring break. This sounds like a dream come true to 14-year-olds, but we soon had to adapt to a whole new way of learning. However, we persevered, adjusted, and continue to push forward. As Alexander Graham Bell once said, concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Each one of us proved this to be true throughout our years of high school. Not only have we overcome disease and the torture of sophomore year, we have all grown into strong-willed adults who have taken our school by storm. Our senior year has been coordinated down to the last detail by a strong group of individuals, class officers, rocket rowdies, senior SASIG coordinators, and many more, who've made it their mission to make this year not only enjoyable, but impactful to us. We, who have become role models for underclassmen, accompany them and guide them along their high school journey. Team captains, who not only give their crew instruction and structure, but are seen as trustworthy individuals who offer everything they have to their team. We have individuals who strive to serve our country, wanting to make the place we live in safer. Throughout our class, there are future culinary artists, teachers, mechanics, veterinarians, nurses, stylists, first responders, politicians, and they're all sitting behind me, proving that just by being here, they've maintained excellent work ethic and determination throughout these past 4 years. A wise man that I found on the internet was quoted, "Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance." And I believe that quote embodies this class to a T. When we finally go out into the world, the talent we possess can help make this world a better place. So don't sell yourself short. Embrace what is given to you and flourish off of it. As I look around, I see smiling faces and prideful students. But something feels wrong, like someone is missing, a smile not amongst us anymore. James Woods was a lively young man whose smile lit up the room, but he was more than that. He was a strong-willed, determined, outgoing individual who never let you leave a conversation without making sure you were having a good day. James was taken too soon by something none of us could even fathom. But what I imagine him thinking, seeing us all here today, is that he's proud. Proud that we came together to support one another in times of trouble. Proud of the awareness we're spreading to help others avoid a similar fate. And proud that, despite our differences, we've helped each other up. We, as people, survive and thrive off support, and becoming each other's foundation has made us stronger. We have gathered together in the darkest of times, and even though James should be here right now, among all of us, his legacy will live on through each and every one of you. So thank you, James, for being there for us. Now we'll continue to be there for others in your place. When I think about what our class, the class of 2023, is capable of, my mind fills with endless opportunities. We have a fighting mentality that grows stronger every day. And if we use that mentality for all we hope to accomplish, there's nothing that can stand in our way. This, of course, is the same frame of mind that the staff at Streetsboro have been teaching us since day one. Strive for what you want in life and fight for it. They had faith in us, so thank you for being a part of our lives and helping us grow into the fierce and diligent individuals you see here before you. After today, we're the ones who shape the future. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you.
Now, on behalf of the entire Streetsboro City Schools staff, I'd like to call up our school superintendent, Mr. Mike Dalbaugh.
Good evening and congratulations to all of you on this remarkable achievement. This class has arguably had the most challenges and roadblocks than any other class yet that graduate from Streetsboro High School. I'd like to personally congratulate you for this milestone. Each year I have the pleasure of reading stories about the graduates submitted by your teachers. Please forgive me for the length of this speech. I'm going to try and cut it down, but I think you will enjoy the stories they've shared about you. I'd like to begin by a story from Mrs. Kravitz. She wrote, "Mrs. Wolf and I had such a great group with this senior class. When we were teaching them about ratios, which is a brand new word to sixth graders, we had them repeat it a lot to make sure it became part of their vocabulary. This resulted in the kids echoing the word ratio every time one of us said it. It was really funny, and it was a silly inside joke with a great group of students that we'll never forget." Mr. Boardman shares, I fondly remember an enthusiastic, almost giddy 8th grade Connor Sutton, the first time he got a star role in the Thrive production alongside individuals that he's idolized for years. This was the spring of 2019, and after Connor auditioned, the assistant directors and I were so impressed, and we liked him so much that we actually combined 3 characters in our script into one named Chip, just so he could have more lines. So that's a fond memory by Mr. Boardwine. Mrs. Martin writes, congratulations to the class of 2023. This class was the group that I had several of you for 2 years when I taught both 5th and 6th grade math. This was a great group of students. They had a positive impact on society. They will have a positive impact on society. I wish I could recognize all of you amazing people. Anaya Lindsay, you still make me smile each time I see you. You have always been a terrific student, and you can do math. Thank you for being such a wonderful young lady. Colin Swanson, you are always nice and not embarrassed to say hi to your former teacher. You will always be a success. And of course, my daughter, Katie, did a wonderful job coming into the district and finding success. She became a truly amazing young lady who is ready for her next adventure at OU. Good luck to all of you. Mrs. Ondash has quite a bit to say about you. Mrs. Ondash says, looking back on the graduating class, I remember them as an enthusiastic, kind, and hardworking 4th graders. This young group of ladies and gentlemen were just amazing. They took every challenge and project by working together and having fun. That seems to be a theme tonight, this group having fun. There was lots of laughter when we did activities in class, team building, cup stacking, making oobleck, electric circuits, and chemical reactions. They also were the best at pranks. The deal was if the entire class passed any test, they could play a prank on the new teacher, Miss Rimmel. I don't know if you guys remember that. They would work hard for that. Who remembers putting electrical tape around the sensor on Miss Rimmel's remote? The second they did that, she was so proud of discovering the tape before she used the remote. She pulled the tape off with a flare, and she quickly realized that the remote still wouldn't work because this time they had turned the batteries around to the remote. They really got her. Miss Rimmel started to get ahead of them. Then one of these wonderful graduates snuck my remote into Miss Rimmel's class. When she was using her smartboard, they turned it off with my remote. She grabbed her remote, checked for tape, checked for batteries, etc. And when it looked like she was going crazy, the sneaky prankster turned it back on. When she approached the board, it was turned back off again, and so forth and so on. So which one of you is going to own up to that story? I don't see any takers. Anyway, Mrs. Ondash says, what a great group, and she will always remember the smiles. Dr. Schneeman shares, now we're in our high school years, I remember meeting Manny his freshman year in ASP. The first thing I noticed was that he would check his schedule every day to see where he was going next. It didn't take long before I noticed his love for math and science. We started having lengthy conversations about biotechnology and conservation, and I wondered why he wasn't in one of my honors bio, one of my honor bio students. The next year, he became one of those students. I truly enjoyed having Manny as a student, but again, he kept checking his schedule every day, actually every period, to see where he was going next. By now, I knew it was just a special gift that he had. I know that sounds weird, but it wasn't that he couldn't memorize his schedule, it was that he wouldn't. His brain was so busy thinking about other things than his daily schedule, he knew that would happen regardless. It's been a pleasure teaching Manny again this year in AP Bio and Home Base, which means I have spent about 516 hours in over 540 days with him. He still wants to fight the injustices of the world, he still loves maths and science, and he still doesn't care about our silly bell schedule. I will miss him tremendously, and I wish him luck as he transitions into a life without bells. Now, Mr. Foster. Mr. Foster says, Class of 2023, I want to start by congratulating all of you on your accomplishments. You are a class that I've had the opportunity to watch and grow as learners for all 3 years of me teaching math, including virtual math classes. I grew a lot as a teacher and watched you all grow throughout your career. From Gerhardt always showing up early for our Google Meets to Hollywood Swanson scheduling for me to come back online at the end of the school day because he had to go mow his lawn or do some chores and he still wanted to learn and enhance his abilities. To Carla Swallow, who brought me math questions or just stopped by with Muskan to say hi, even when she didn't have me in class. And to Katie Martin, who really excelled in honors Algebra 2 and was always a joy to talk to when she could easily just stop by and said hi. And a special shout out to my three golfers, Megan, Abby, and Courtney, who are graduating. Your hard work and dedication to the program is leaving big shoes to be filled for next year. You will be missed. And for all of you who I did not mention, you also impacted my last 4 years with you greatly. Best of luck to you in your future endeavors. Just 2 more stories. Mrs. Milton shares 2 stories about her students. First being Christian Kaywood. Christian, also known as Cece, has been a constant light in my classroom over the last 4 years. I've watched him quite literally grow up. Trust me, he's a lot taller than I am at 6 foot. If you don't know Christian, he uses an iPad to communicate, but don't think that he doesn't know what's going on because more often than not, he is on his iPad in the subject or topic we are talking about in class and exploring different words to talk about with us. He will ask for things or use his tablet for a quick prompt. He has been also a great role model for another student this year, using his device so readily, and this has been so awesome to witness. Christian has taught me so much over the years. Just a few things I have learned: how to dodge a quick kiss on the cheek when he doesn't want to do something. He has a fierce love for his mama and his older brother, Mario. He loves cookies, pepperoni, cheeseburgers, but most of all, I have learned that Cece has the kindest heart. Christian, I'm so proud of you for how far you've come the last 4 years. I can't wait to see what you do after graduation. And thanks for helping me keep my reflexes sharp. And then finally, Mrs. Milton writes about Lucy Carey. If you've been in Streetsboro for any length of time, you know one of her older siblings. Lucy comes from an incredible family. Not only are they exceptionally kind, but they are also very talented in many ways. Lucy is no different, and she has an incredible arm. Try throwing a football with her. Trust me, in fact, I'm sure that Mr. McCann can attest to that as he went running down the football field to catch one of her throws just a few years ago. She's been a wonderful peer mentor to a classmate as well. She's taken on the big sister role to another student in her class this year. It was wonderful to watch because Lucy is the little sister in her family, but she became the big sister in our classroom. Not only am I going to miss her kind heart, but I'm also going to miss having her to reach the items on the top shelf that I could never reach. Lucy always shines in the kitchen, and I'm going to miss telling her how my weekend was, what I had for lunch, and how my dogs and kitties are doing, because she always checks and genuinely wants to know. Lucy, make sure you come back and visit room 104. You're going to be greatly missed. Graduates, from these stories I've shared with you, you should realize what an incredible impact you've made on your teachers. In closing, I want to share a quick personal experience with all of you. Approximately 7 years ago, I had a major health event. And as I was fighting through recovery, I found myself saying, why did this happen to me? And so my mother came to visit me one day, and she handed me this coin that I carry with me every single day in my pocket as I'm working outside. And she handed it to me, and she read it to me, and I'm going to read it to you, but I'll paraphrase. And the coin basically says this: please help me to identify and have peace with the things I cannot change, have the strength and courage to change the things I can, and have the wisdom to know the difference. My mom explained there was nothing that I could do to change what had happened to me that landed me in the hospital and having surgery, and I was wasting my time focusing on the why. Rather, she said, I need to focus my energy on getting better and have the courage to work through the healing process for as long as it takes. And finally, she explained, and Mike, moving forward in life, it would be helpful for you to focus on things that you can change and not waste your energy on those you can't. The reason I'm sharing this with you graduates tonight is because all of you have, obviously, and will be confronted with life events that happen to you or a loved one. My advice, like my mom's was to me, is not to waste your time thinking about why. Rather, focus your energy on moving forward, learning from your experience, and becoming a better person. Graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. This quote from Muhammad Ali embodies everything about the process of becoming an adult. All of you, at some point in time, took risks in your 4 years at Streetsboro High School. Not one of you took the same path to get where you are today, but you all ended up in the same place. Some of you took risks your entire 4 years, constantly pushing yourself. Others sit back a little while longer before finally kicking it into gear, and most of you were somewhere in the middle. But one thing you all have in common: we are proud of all of you. Risk-taking can only be done in an environment where people feel supported, and I hope and I truly believe that all of you can look in the stands and look to our faculty to the left and know that there was an adult who helped you along the way that was in your corner. Some more than others, and some in different ways than others, but always there could be a trusted adult found in our halls that supported you along the way. At this time, I would like to recognize all the parents and guardians, all the adult support systems in the stands, as well as our tremendous staff for their dedication in getting all of you to this point. Thank you. As we sit here tonight at Quinn Field on a beautiful night, now is a great time to look back on all that you have accomplished and all the goals that you set for yourself. For some of you, your crowning accomplishment was being one of 80 students who continued working hard your senior year to earn honor roll status during your last semester. Maybe you were one of the 15 who scored an 1190 or higher on your SAT, putting you in the 80th percentile nationally amongst your peers. Many of you saw incredible passions evolve through our multitude of extracurriculars. Some of you began to blossom to share your love through the screen and over the air as part of the Rocker Report and WSTB. Others of you showed your passion through our esteemed choir program and our state-level band program. For others, it will be the multiple conference championships you've accomplished as a member of our decorated athletic program, and some of you who even achieved in making it to states. Some of you still aren't finished yet and have some work to be done on the track in the next couple of weeks. For a small group of you, your biggest accomplishment was fighting the demons that no one else saw, and yet you continue to come, persevere, and overcome. No matter what that accomplishment was, it was an accomplishment that you should be proud of. Yet, it's not just the above accolades that define your high school experience. It's the friendships that have been forged, the challenges that have been overcome, and the lessons that have been learned along the way. You supported one another during times of adversity, celebrated each other's successes, and you created a sense of unity and camaraderie that will ever be cherished. The ultimate measure of a person is not where they stand in moments of comfort, but rather where they stand in moments of adversity. This group of young people you see sitting before you today worked through the most difficult type of adversity that one can. And how did they respond? They grew stronger and they grew closer together. Rather than falling apart, they rose to the top. They chose to honor a lost classmate in all the right ways, did all the right things in a manner that showed the beautiful person that James was. And I only hope that the adults here today helped all of you nearly as much as you helped all of us. I could never be more proud of a group as I was of all of you. I hope this class now realizes that when you work together, you can accomplish anything and make the impossible possible. As they said in the movie The Sandlot, heroes get remembered, but legends never die. And it's safe to assume that your legend will never die. After all, who will ever forget your ability after one of the most mild winters ever recorded on record to have one more adrenaline-rushed Monday morning call from No School Mike? That was, of course, in exchange for a group of thoroughly, highly dedicated individuals to come in on their day off to partake in a 3-hour community service project with an emphasis on the beautification of Streetsboro High School. On behalf of all the underclassmen, as well as the faculty to your left, thank you. In conclusion, as you continue to navigate the ever-changing landscape of the world, remember that success is not solely defined by external achievements, but also by the lives that you touch and the difference that you make. Each one of you has the power to create positive change in your community, to stand up for what's right, and to be a force for good in a world that desperately needs it. Today, as we bid farewell to your high school years, I want you to know that you carry the hopes and dreams of an entire community with you. We believe in your potential, your abilities, and your capacity to make a profound impact on the world. The challenges you face will be great, but your ability to overcome them is even greater. Thank you. I would now like to introduce and call up Streetsboro City Schools Board of Education President, Mrs. Tracy Campbell, who will be awarding diplomas to our graduating seniors. We will now begin the presentation of diplomas. Before we begin, we ask that you hold all applause until all graduates have been called. We want to ensure that all families have the privilege of hearing their child's name called when they walk across the stage. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Anaya Lachelle Lindsay. Sam Jacob Lobby. Jordan Page Lytle. Amanda Adkins. Victoria L.M. Amel. Rianne K. Barzell. Eric L. Bates, Jr. Deasia J. Bell. Colby Dean Benjamin. Landon James Bodovitz. Rachel Lynn Boger. Joshua Brown. Samuel Asa Brunner. Braden Jack Busher. Lacey Janae Campbell. Kevion T. Capers. Lucille Bevan Carey. Haley Marie Carmen. Nathaniel Cosmo Carpenter. Holton Sage Carson. Christian Lamont Kaywood. Allie Nicole Center. Autumn Noel Center. Marissa Lynn Santivani. Abigail Shea Chevrier. Jalen Clark. Kaylee Conti. Ethan Jeffrey Cottrell. Antoine Antonio Kramer. Denia Kayana Dancy. Anthony Michael Dantimo. Madison Kaylee Davis. Cameron L. Del Valle. Ashley Marie D. Pasquale. Ryan S. Dudek. Alana J. Dunn. Cody Harrison Dupree. April Diamond Echeverria. Zachary J. Edgington. Dylan Nicholas Evans. Joseph Robert Fedor II. Kaylin A. Fields. Caleb Brennan Fisher. Nathan Matthew Foster. Carolyn Irene Freeman. Macy Ann Gauntner. Taven Spencer Genovese. Ryan Basil Golubski. Ryan Andrew Goodrich. Chelsea R. Grady. Michaela Jade Hampton. Zainab Hassan. Montana Head. Sanaya Rain Henderson. Abner Gamaliel Hernandez. Joseph Thomas Hoffman. Wasn't a catch. Wasn't a catch. Alexander James Holbert. Ryan Alyssa Hubbard. Cyan Nicole Hughes. Dominic Joseph Incorvati. Luke Andrew Jacobs. Bryson Stephen Jacobs. Summer Rose Torres Javier. Micaiah Noel Jewell. Olivia Johnston. Zoltan Dominic Cachet. Gerharsh Carr. Mitchell Alexander Colby. Christina Koyen. Muskan Michelle Labby. Christopher Daniel Lebeds Jr. Delaney Catherine Lewis. Kyle Little. Elena Lozano. Joseph George Maragos. Sophia Grace Marcini. Arai Danica Marino. Catherine Jean Martin. Jacob Robert Maxwell. Jalen DeMar McCarty. Twanisha Renee McLaughlin. Max Angus McClory. Grant Michael Miller. Claire E. Mitchell. Rosika Mongar. Courtney Tamara Morgan. Aiden Matthew Mrakovich. Kevin Lee Murphy, Jr. Abigail Christina Myers. Emmanuel Joseph Namey. Caden Matthew Naylor. Samantha Lynn Namick. Michael Nelson. Noah Kenneth Newman. Brevin Nobles. Brian I. Nobles. Donovan James Pays. Utsav B. Patel. Anthony Perez. Christopher James Peshko. You're good. Jermaine Devontae Price. Austin Lee Putt. Benita Rye. Jessica Brooke Reese. Dakari Trent Reese. Jonathan Robert Reeves. Carly Justine Rieger. Kelsey Joe Rich. Gavin Ritz. Joseph Roberts. Elizabeth Estelle Rogowski. Michael Joseph Rogowski, Jr. Haley Elizabeth Ross. Lonell Bernard Royal. Tristan Nathaniel Sadowski. Joshua Gerald Schneider. Alyssa Marie Schofield. Micah Stephen Schuster. Nicholas James Setters. Cameron Nicole Schaefer. Haley Rochelle Shepard. Trinity Michelle Short. Ryder Stephen Sias. Alicia Beverly Sims. Megan Jessica Solly. Jacob James Satilli. Leonard Joseph Stanek. Taylor Ray Steins. Omari Malik Steve. Dominic Keith Summers. Connor Sutton. Carla Ann Swallow. Colin James Swanson. Thomas Raymond Segula. Bobvi Rasheen Thomas. Heidi Catherine Marie Timmons. Juliana Nicole Tressler. Haley Neve Triscari. Hannah May Valenzuela. Zachary David Vales. Sydney Nicole Welsh. Caleb Cooper Whitcomb. Joshua Williams. Mason Joseph Williams. Tiandre Wilson. Eric K. Wood. Jacob Yates. James Timothy Woods. Streetsboro High School, class of 2023. I would like to now call up to Senior Class President Anaya Lindsay, who will lead her class in the turning of the tassels. At this time, all members of the class of 2023, as well as any alumni in the audience, please stand with us for the playing of the Streetsboro High School alma mater. In just a few short moments, we invite all families to come down and join us for pictures on the field. Enjoy this senior class's final sunset as high school students. And lastly, we want all of you to enjoy the fireworks celebration that we have for you, graciously donated by two great community partners, Permco and the Virtual Training Company. We hope you have a great rest of your night, terrific summer, and lastly, congratulations once again to the Streetsboro High School class of 2023.